United Matters channel it is, and this is the channel that brings you your latest news about Manchester United. And today we come in here to bring you what the club of Manchester United is all about as far as the midfield targets are really concerned. Baleba is into the mix and is one of those that we're really looking at to see to it that all really goes on well as planned in here onto the United Matters channel. And United is in search of a midfielder that is known for the summer, but for January transfer window, you understand. So Man United is in talks with Baleba in there for you, and we've gone ahead to obviously get in some huge update in there from a man known as Indy Kayla in there for you. We have it on good authority that Man United and Brighton are once again negotiating for the transfer for Carlos Baleba. Manchester United owners are willing to spend £90 million on the player, Greenlight given to submit official bid. So, you now understand that United are really one of those teams that you'll obviously look at and really ask that, how do they sometimes do business really? Because what was the essence of Man United not signing Baleba for £100 million? You're telling me that a difference of £10 million has made us wait for almost 6 months and even sacrifice our season, and write it off, because not getting in Baleba in that midfield was a very huge blunder for the club of Manchester United. And now you want to let me know that now they really having some money to go ahead and do that business. I think that is really very bad. And if it was like £60 million, 70, you are like saving how much? You are like saving 30-40 million pounds from the 100 that would have gone ahead to spend last time, but you're only saving 10 million pounds. And for me, that is really very bad for the club of Manchester United. And if it's a 90 million pound deal, I tell you what, however good Baleba is, he has gone ahead to drop off hugely this season when he's playing for the club of Brighton. And I think at this level, you don't want to really pile out of pressure on the youngsters. And it obviously going to affect us a lot as a club of Manchester United, that you're bringing in youngsters at a very huge amount of money. Sesko, 21 years of age, 86 million euros. Then you go to a club known as you go to a player known as Baleba, 90 million pounds. A lot of pressure piling onto this player. I think we are into what we call the building phase as a club of Manchester United. In January, why don't we spend like 50 million pounds and get in a very good midfielder from a Premier League proven team? Because I know there are very many good midfielders, not even in the Premier League, but even outside the Premier League, that we can get in through. I don't say that Baleba won't obviously be that player that we need, or isn't that player that we need. But for me, as a club of Manchester United, 90 million pounds is really a lot. And if we are really signing him in January, remember he's going to be playing in the African Cup of Nations, and United would have gone ahead to accumulate the number of players that will play for the club of Manchester United. You understand? So, all what I want to let you know is simple. 1, let's get in another player. That is it. Because if you tell me that you're going in for Baleba for 90 million pounds, I think if I present that fee to Newcastle for Bruno Guimaraes, I get in Bruno Guimaraes. Not so. I get in Bruno Guimaraes, right? So that's what I really hugely expect in there at the club, or from the club of. That's what I really hugely expect from the club of Manchester United, because Baleba is really having problems in there, and I tell you what, he's really going to be doing the needful in there at the club of Manchester United. He's a very good player, but imagine with the exodus of players that are obviously going to be having that are going to be leaving the side of Manchester United in the summer. One. Sorry, in the African Cup of Nations in December. We are talking of one. Mazarawi, Amadi Diallo, Bran Beumo. You understand? And now you are adding on a fourth player known as Baleba. And you are signing him in the January transfer window. And if you know the history of Cameroon, they will play until I think mid-January, and playing until mid-January because Cameroon plays either up to the losers match or they play the final. That is Cameroon for you. So that means you are bringing a player who is not obviously going to be playing with the team for half of January and will come in through and get into the team. And how will you integrate him into the team? You understand? So I think I'm really skeptical for really signing in Baleba. And I think he's really one of those players that we need. But is it a very bad calculation or good calculation? All Man United are trying to sweep in early enough as the likes of Liverpool and Man City have been given audience by the agent of Baleba. And who knows whether the agent of Baleba was obviously trying to obviously lure United into a trap of obviously signing the player because they know they cannot compete with Liverpool and Man City come the summer. You understand? So there are very many reasons that obviously linger in my head, or rest in my head when it comes to Baleba and coming ahead to play for the club of Manchester United, because he's really one of those that we really believe that he's really that good as a player. And I really love what he puts out as a player, but the question mark is still there onto what he really puts out when onto how much United is going to be paying for this player who goes by the names of Carlos Baleba. But all in all, he's a very good midfielder that we need to play alongside either Casemiro, Ugarte in there, and him coming in through obviously will pave way for Kobbie Mainoo, because if Kobbie Mainoo has not been getting to the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United when Baleba is not yet in or any other midfielder has not yet in, then that means he won't obviously get into the team. And I'm really very angry with the manager of Manchester United who goes by the names of what's his name? Who goes by the names of he goes by the names of Ruben Amorim, because I see no reason why he kept Kobbie Mainoo here and really blocked the leaving of Kobbie Mainoo, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe also was like, Kobbie Mainoo is going nowhere and the man is not getting in minutes, yet he has to play in the World Cup. That's why I want to go to Newcastle and obviously be played there, because he's 100% sure that at the club of Newcastle he's obviously going to be playing game in, game out. And Ruben Amorim is like, when I let this boy go elsewhere, he's obviously going to shine. And why should I let him leave? It's better to let him leave and really get him maybe Baleba. Or United might be even having a plan of knowing that let's get Kobbie Mainoo out. He gets on loan. He plays very well. We sell him in the summer. And then we'll obviously compensate for that fee of Carlos Baleba, because Kobbie Mainoo will be worth like 60-70 million pounds if at all he goes out and really plays very well. And teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona and very many others are on the list, really waiting to see whether United will obviously sell the player or not in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. That's what we heard about Baleba. United are in talks with Brighton, and a green light of £90 million has been given to Manchester United, obviously coming through and get the deal of Baleba done and dusted. Do you think it's worth a spend on, £90 million for the club of Manchester United to spend on Carlos Baleba? What are you thinking about this deal? Are you obviously, should United go in for all this deal, or we shouldn't obviously go all in for this? Thank you very much for watching in through, and continue to subscribe to this channel because we are a big channel and we want to hit 22,000 subscribers in here. So subscribe, guys, as usual, and we will enjoy more stories that obviously coming through and drop from the club of Manchester United. We know the big one is coming in through over the weekend, and it's all about in the Premier League. And I think by tomorrow we'll start dissecting that one. Guess what? Manchester United is obviously gonna be playing against Tottenham Hotspur in here for you, and Spurs is obviously gonna be hosting Manchester United. This is an early Kickstarter of what we call the weekend. We out.